East Africa, a land of great rugged beauty, and where every year men and machines clash in a giant battle of skill and stamina. The Safari Rally. Welcome to bustling Nairobi. It's from here that the rally contenders take off in their grueling 5-day quest for victory. This year, the competition promises to be extra fierce. 58 entries from 14 different countries. Representing Datsun, last year's winner, will be 4 160Js, driven by Sheckar Mehta, who will be aiming to repeat his victory last year. Harry Kallstrom and Mike Kirkland, also rated strong contenders, and Ronald Altonen, dubbed the Flying Finn for his speed and daring. Datsun team manager Wakabayashi knows this year's battle is going to be the toughest ever in the rally's history. Mercedes is out in full force. However, he's confident Datsun's well-planned strategy and long rally experience will pay off. Datsun is based on quality rather than size, on total balance rather than sheer power. And Datsun's 37 highly trained mechanics, including 11 from Japan, 9 service vehicles, and a Cessna, are tightly coordinated, yet flexible enough to keep cool and tackle any eventuality effectively. Mercedes, on the other hand, seems to rely on size and power. The Mercedes 450 SLC develops 380 horsepower in comparison to 190 horsepower by the Datsun 160J. Then Mercedes has 37 German mechanics, assisted by over 100 local mechanics, 62 service vehicles, 2 planes, and 2 helicopters. In fact, word is around that Mercedes is on a $4 million budget. Not surprisingly, Mercedes is strongly favored to win. The Mercedes driver lineup has Valdegaard, Mikola, who placed first and second, respectively, in last year's World Rally Drivers' Championship, and Koa, also a veteran rally winner. For the Opel team, there are 2 Ascona 400s. The 58 entries each undergo strict inspection by rally officials. Finally, the big day is here, April 3rd, 1980. One by one, the entrants converge on the Kenyatta Conference Center in downtown Nairobi. The 5,500-kilometer, 3-leg Safari Rally is about to begin. His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi, President of Kenya, is on hand to formally start the rally. First up is Sheckar Mehta in his Datsun 160J. Mehta is flagged off at exactly 2 o'clock. He's followed by Jean-Pierre Nicolas in an Opel Ascona. Then by Valdegaard in a Mercedes 450 SLC. Kallstrom. Cohen. The first leg of the rally is on. The distance, 1,890 kilometers. The weather, hot. The conditions, dry and dusty. As evening approaches, the race goes on. With the extremely dry conditions, the cars are whipping up massive clouds of dust. washed up, a private entrant from Japan is driving a Datsun Sylvia. Intermittently, headlights cut through the darkness of night as the cars, still enveloped in dust, pass Lake Victoria and make their way up to the Elgin Mountains. There's a brief lull while drivers try to snatch some rest at Eldoret before heading back for Nairobi. Time is up. And Meta is once again first to go, with Voldegaard in hot pursuit. Then Kallstrom. Just beyond Nakuru, Voldegaard grabs the lead from Meta. But Meta stays hard on his heels. And close behind is Cohen. The rally is clearly turning into a tussle between Datsun and Mercedes, with Mercedes leading by 1 minute. The rally has also begun to take its toll. Already, 18 starters are out. For the second leg of the rally, the 1,865-kilometer route goes from Nairobi to Mombasa and back, along the edge of Mount Kilimanjaro. Here, more than anything else, it's speed that counts. And here comes the front-running Voldegaard, making the most of his superior horsepower. Meta stays close at second place. Still no rain, and the rally's becoming a sweat and dust bath. Tires burst, and axles give way. For Mikola, with the rear axle of his Mercedes broken, the rally is over. Meta steps up his pace, hoping to overtake Voldegaard. Kallstrom and Cohen are tied at third place, with Altonen in fifth. It's a close fight. From Mombasa, the cars will turn back towards Nairobi to complete the second leg. First at the finish in Mombasa is a Mercedes, and the driver is Voldegaard, beaming with confidence. Next comes Meta.
Can you ask him if
Then in third comes Cohen in another Mercedes. After little more than a nap, the drivers start back for Nairobi. Now only 34 cars are still in the running.
2, 1, go!
First off is Voldegaard at 8 o'clock. Followed by Mehta in his Datsun. During the night, heavy torrential rains have made the mountain roads impassable. The rally has to be rerouted. Quickly, the service crews get into position along the new route. Here, with more tarmac road, the Mercedes entries have a definite advantage. The first Mercedes to pull in for servicing is Cohen's. Voldegaard, on the other hand, gets into trouble on the tortuous Taita Hills. He damages his steering, goes off the road, and loses his lead. Kellstrom is out of the field. Mehta, meanwhile, pulls into a Datsun service post with no major troubles. Servicing has got to be fast, yet thorough. Time is precious. Lost time means lost points. The third and toughest leg of the rally goes through a 1,677-kilometer loop around Mount Kenya. It's sometimes called the killer leg. At this point, Cohen is the overall leader. Another dry day is expected to give the edge to the Mercedes cars. Mehta is just 1 minute behind Cohen. In third place is Aaltonen with a 1 minute lead over Voldegaard. Night falls, and there's no news on Cohen. There's some anxious waiting. The drive around the far side of Mount Kenya is notoriously testy. As day breaks, the first car to come into sight around the edge of Mount Kenya, some 3,500 meters above sea level, is a Datsun, and it is Mehta's. Cohen has fallen about an hour behind because of a broken rear axle, and Voldegaard, now plagued by steering plus rear axle trouble, is even further back. The battle between Datsun and Mercedes has definitely swung in Datsun's favor. Mehta continues adding to his comfortable lead, and following him is Aaltonen. Having no trouble at all, Mehta decides to skip a routine service stop and streaks off for Nairobi, now only a couple of 100 kilometers away. finish fast approaching, Meta confidently speeds on. At last, the 5-day battle is over. And for the winner, there's the tremendous honor of victory. The trophy is presented, and champagne is poured in celebration of this year's overall winner, Sheckar Mehta, in a Datsun 160J. It's the second consecutive win for Mehta and the fifth for Datsun. In addition, Datsun also placed first in the class, team, and private entry categories, giving Datsun a brilliant quadruple crown in the 1980 Safari Rally. The 1980 Safari Rally was a merciless car breaker, taking a heavy toll on the men and cars. Out of the 58 starters, only 24 made it to the finish. Only the strongest and ablest were up to the severe challenge. Indeed, it was the toughest rally ever in the 28-year history of the Safari Rally.